Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. And on this episode of CD Junkie, I want to talk about Naked Eyes. Now, of course, a lot of you already know Naked Eyes from their 80s hits like Promises, Promises, Always Something There to Remind Me. And let me tell you, they were, in my opinion, one of the finest synth duos out there because they weren't concerned about, hey, let's come up with an image and take the attention off the music and, put it onto our hair or on our clothes or on our makeup or whatever. They were just two normal guys making great pop music. Their two albums that they released way back when were incredible. The way I got into the band is I walked into Music Market one day in 1983, and there on the rack was this album, Naked Eyes. Now, of course, I looked at that cover and I go, oh, that looks kind of cool. But I don't know what it sounds like. You see, back then and even today, I was constantly in search of new music. And I picked this up and I looked at it, put it back, looked at a couple other things. Then I picked this up again. I turned it around and it said produced by Tony Mansfield. At that time, I'd been a Tony Mansfield fan for quite a while because he was in a band called New Music. So to me, that was the reason I bought the record. So I went ahead and bought the album Naked Eyes, took it home. I was blown away. It sounded fantastic. Great synth pop, but the focus was on the songs. Pete Byrne has this great voice, no histrionics. He's just straightforward, singing from the heart, singing from the soul. And Rob Fisher, simple on the keyboards, but still lush enough to sort of draw you into the music, and the melodies were fantastic and wonderful. Now, this is the album that I bought, but it's the American version of the album. The UK version looked like that. It was called Burning Bridges, pretty much the same tracks. Now, this CD on Cherry Red has a bunch of bonus tracks on it. You're going to want to track that down. This is actually available in the U.S., and this also has bonus tracks, but the bonus tracks are different. So just like me, you're probably going to have to track down both of those. Then in 1984, they put out their second album, Fuel for the Fire, and this I thought was a great album as well. It didn't do as well on the charts. With the success of the first album, they were taking a few chances and moving beyond that simple format, adding more layers to the music, and I thought it was fantastic. I love this album to death. This is the Cherry Red version. And again, it includes bonus tracks. Sadly, here we are presented with a great pop duo. I referred to them as a synth duo earlier, but they were just a great pop duo. And they were making music for all the right reasons. And then that was it. That was no more Naked Eyes. The band split up, and Rob Fisher went off to form Climby Fisher with Simon Climby. And unfortunately, Rob Fisher passed away in 1999. Now, Pete Byrne went off and he recorded a solo album. And this actually is a really good pop album. It's not Naked Eyes, but it's Pete Byrne. I love his voice, and I love his way with the melody. And this definitely delivers on great songs, great pop songs. I believe that there's at least one collaboration with Rob Fisher on this that they had done before his passing, but that is definitely something to check out. Now, of course, since Naked Eyes were dormant for a while, the labels tried to get in on the act, and of course, you're going to see something like this. This is probably the best of the compilations. Here's another great compilation that came out. This is called Everything and More. It came out in 2002, and this is a bunch of super rare tracks. Now, what's interesting is the last 4 tracks on this were recorded with their band Neon, so it was pre-Naked Eyes, and they still sound cool. Now, they're mastered from vinyl. They cleaned them up as best they could, but they showed that they had that pop knack right there. Now, an interesting thing, the 4 tracks by Neon, supposedly at some point during Neon's short career, 2 of the band members were Kurt Smith and Roland Orzabal, who would later go off and form Tears for Fears. Now, although Rob had passed, Pete continued with the name Naked Eyes, played live, and he came out with an album in 2007 called Fumbling with the Covers. And it's a covers album, but interesting is, you think of Naked Eyes as this, synth pop band. Well, this is an acoustic guitar covers album, and his voice is still amazing, and I really dig the interpretations of these songs. Now there are some Naked Eyes songs on there, but it's mostly covers of songs that he digs, and songs that probably informed their songwriting. So it's definitely interesting. If you're looking for synth pop Naked Eyes, this is not what you're going to want. But if you're a fan of the band and you really dig Pete Byrne's voice, then you're definitely going to want to check that out. Came out in 2007. Now here we are in 2021, 14 years after Fumbling with the Covers, and we have a brand new Naked Eyes album. It's called Disguise the Limit. Now, I've been waiting how many years to hear brand new Naked Eyes music? Of course, I know that Rob is not there, but I have faith in Pete and what he's going to do with the band. So I waited a long time to finally get this on CD. It's available on vinyl as well. And I'll tell you, am I disappointed? Am I disappointed? Am I disappointed? Not even close. This is actually a fantastic album. The first song, Ready, actually sounds like it's either Mellotrons or has Mellotron samples. So it's like almost a Beatle-y mid-60s thing. And you're thinking Naked Eyes, but man, Pete Byrne comes up with some great melodies on this album. It's really, really a fantastic album. Some songs are a little harder, a little edgier than what you expect from Naked Eyes, but it is nearly 40 years later, so you expect them to change. But honestly speaking, this is a great continuation of the band's sound. It is updated now. It doesn't sound too modern, but it is Naked Eyes in 2021. And the important thing, like every Naked Eyes album, is the song. And the songs on this are really, really fantastic. I'd be sitting there, listening to my headphones, and I'd have to stop and go, wow, I love that little vocal hook he does here. But it's really, really fantastic. Something that you should check out. Like I said, this is available on vinyl. It is available on CD, and it's highly recommended. I believe it's also on digital platforms. I don't support digital platforms, but if you want to at least check it out and give it a listen, you can go and do that right now. Anyway, that's it. I am done talking about Naked Eyes. I appreciate you for hanging out and allowing me to do so. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and to ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me, I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.